Sometimes we're going to be asked to find solutions to a various equation. So let me give you one way that we can start to get this, one way that we can explore this idea. So I have a relationship between x and y. There's an equal sign there, so therefore we're going to call this relationship an equation. And the equation says that y equals a 2x take away a 1. And the challenge is let's find 5 solutions to this equation. And solutions mean an ordered pair that makes this statement true. So the strategy that I would like for all of us to do when we do this is let's choose 5 numbers. Typically we want to choose maybe what we think are easier numbers to try. And what I mean by that is let's just choose some values of x. So I'm going to make a little bit of a table. And let's find out what happens when I choose the point 2. Let's see what happens when x is 1. Let's see what happens when x is 0. I love using 0. 0 is always a great number to use. And then I'm also going to try -1 and -2. Some smaller numbers, a couple of positive, a couple of negative, and 0. And typically when we do this, this will be a great way to get a good idea of what's going on. So if this is the case, I'm going to say that, well, what's the y happens when x is 2? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the equation in here, which was 2x minus 1. So I'm going to take 2 times my x, which we're going to say for this case is a 2, minus 1. And then I'm going to get a y value of 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is a 3. And then I know what my x and y coordinate solution is then. The point 2 and 3. So that is one solution to this particular equation. And I can just follow that through with the rest of these numbers. 2 times a 1 minus a 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then I have the point 1 and 1. That's another solution. 0, always love using 0. 2 times 0 minus 1. Reason why I like to use zeros? A lot of times it just makes everything go away. So I have 0 take away 1, which reduces or leaves me a y equals a -1. That's all right. I like negative ones. So I get the point 0 and -1. -1 here as a value that I chose for x. 2 times a -1. 2 times a -1 is a -2. -2 take away a 1. And I got to think that through. -2 take away a 1 equals. Okay, sometimes taking away negative, I remember I can change it to a positive and subtract and add a -1 to that. So that gives me a -3. So I have the point -1 and -3. And then the last point that I chose right here, sorry, I got my colors all mixed up for you guys. So 2 times a -2, which is a -4, minus a -1 gives me a -5. And I have the point -2, -5. So what I did is I found a relationship, an equation, and I just want to know what are 5 solutions. There's really an infinite amount of solutions. I just wanted 5. And I chose 5 that had an x variable of 2 to -2. Plug that into the equation, outputted the y, and then found my ordered pair. Now, are these the same 5 ordered pairs that you got? Probably not. You may have chosen different values of x than I did, and that's fine. All of them will be solutions. I just chose these 5. You may have chosen a different 5, or maybe you chose a couple of these and we shared some solutions. Doesn't mean that your solutions are wrong and mine are right, or the other way around. We just found different ones because there are a lot of them.